Intro, The Child of the Grave and the Voice of the Buried Heart, Roland Rizea, ebook, version 1. Have you ever thought about abandoned flowers or massacred angels? To see how they drink their dew alone from the tears they no longer cried. Their little heart trembling underground, begging, like a wounded animal. Do not leave me alone, mother. Their restless souls, bound by eternal love, cannot find rest beneath the earth. Have you ever seen a wounded animal run silently toward the grave? Or a wounded bird, to see how it seeks its sky? Could you believe that beauty is the gentlest of condemnations? To see mothers holding their arms outstretched toward the sky, and begging, "Do not leave me alone, my child." They feel their children's hearts beating from beneath the earth, they feel their hearts refusing to die. My child, you are scattering me, little by little, with every memory. Not because you left, but because you left without me. My child, please, come back to me. I cannot go on, not without you. The night becomes an altar of longing, like a broken bell tolling exactly like a liturgy of death. To hear the voices of mothers transforming into song. It is hard for me, my child. Life hurts me. The earth that hides you hurts me. My child, if only you knew how much I miss you. Do not let me believe that I am no longer your mother. Nothing is harder than being a mother without a child. There is no sound on earth that can contain a mother's pain. They hear their children's hearts beating from beneath the earth. How am I to live, alive, with you dead inside me? God, I want to go back. I want his last breath, I want to put it in my chest and keep it there. Why did you let me give birth to him, if you knew you would take him away? Look at me. Look at a mother without a child. Is this your justice? God, you should have given me a weapon, not a soul to love. Listener. It is a story that the earth keeps hidden, just like a dead child. She stands with melted wax on her fingers, her face rough, like a shattered rock. With thoughts collapsed into the abyss of despair. To hear her calling for her killed child. I weep and say, your mother is here, my little soul, she isn't going anywhere. Sleep, my soul. If I cannot hold you in my arms, at least let me watch over you. I am here. Still here. Always here. My child, I promise you I won't leave without you. And there she remained, for a long time, for whole nights. Because, would you believe it, most of the time, a mother never leaves. She stays there between life and death, in the place where her child sleeps. She stays there, sometimes, even forever. Why does the earth hide you from my eyes? My child, please, come to me. Please, her voice was both a prayer and a wandering at the same time. Many mothers surrender their souls into the arms of love. Love transcends death. Such is the eternal bond between mother and child. Have you learned to die, mommy? So that we can be together again. For the first time, in all those nights, the mother understood the truth. Her child could no longer come. She no longer had a voice. She no longer had a way. And she no longer had anyone to call. Then, seeing this, the mother lay down over the grave. And would you believe it? She never rose again. The silent cemetery kept the secret. That night, no one called anymore, and no one answered anymore. Teach me, Lord, how to tell my soul that it must go on alone, to abandon me. Forced to listen to it, I will go mad. If only, Lord, I could have at least stood by its bedside at the hour of death. Living life, sometimes, you have to learn to lose it in oblivion. Who can endure the suffering of being happy? Sometimes the truth is a great betrayal. Some moments hold death in the balance for us. Life, sometimes driven hard, demands to be paid on time. Do you know the bait within the gift? The beautiful smile that hides the fangs? The hand that kills with gentleness? The bitter taste of duty? In truth, feeling is, in a way, a suffering. So give to pain only what nature demands, not what custom dictates. It is hard to fight against the heart, for all its desires can only be satisfied at the cost of the soul. That is why, when the heart is wounded, your eyes weep. Listener, being at odds with my own nature, does that not mean I must admit my soul is divided? Tell me, Lord, should not the truth have been easy, so that it might not fall with such great weight upon the heart? For surely, a word should not be set down like a burden that weighs upon you. No. Is life meant to be lived, or to be sacrificed? Lord, in order to understand, I have completely destroyed myself. I feel that time is no longer my friend. I keep hearing its whispered question, have you learned how to die? If I didn't know how to live, should I at least have learned how to die? No. What should I tell him? That I was just getting ready to learn how to live? No. I am preparing to meet death. And in the end, nature gave me a soul to kill. It is good, at least, that I do not complain against death. Honestly, I was born for this very purpose. I don't know how to say it, but I believe I am a man with a dry heart. Do you feel the joy of my dead eyes in tears? Listener, I write so as not to scream. I have not yet learned to breathe and roar at the same time. Did you feel the energetic attack of my words? The dead cannot speak. I turn a deaf ear to the advice of reason. Do you feel the heart-rending voice of the animal killed for our benefit? Monster of the night, I no longer intone songs, I only let out groans. My delusion, the wretch. Desiring my own good, I only destine myself for evil. How am I to find the law of understanding? Do you follow the subtlety of my writing, how I write with a dagger in my hand? The words I shall utter from a poor bed, dressed in a rag. To serve the meaning of existence. From wisdom, I shall fall straight into the abyss, brother. What use is silence when remorse is howling? Sometimes, the truth must be kept in a cage like a wild animal. Courage, however, a serene soul endures anything. Does it not? My life is entirely before my eyes now. What remains pertains more to death. Harnessed to suffering for a lifetime, at the end of my desire, I now believe only the noose remains for me. Run, run, my soul, so that you do not weep from pain. Lord, the joy of my eyes has died in tears. And she walked, slowly, slowly, with the steps of a person who has lost the compass of life. She said, I am just a walking grave. I am no longer a mother. Listener, sometimes you wish you could absorb all the venom from the poisoned flowers. To feel the quiet of the darkness, to hear how the voices of mothers pierce the silence. Have you ever thought about what silence is? Is it, perhaps, hearing pain weeping? I stand by the cross, clutching his favorite toy to my chest. Tears keep mingling with the blood of memories. Why, Lord, does life still flow within me, if it can no longer flow within him? She had begun to dig into the earth with her hands, tearing her flesh on the stones. Her nails were breaking, her blood mixing with the mud, but she could not stop. It seemed to her that she heard, Mother, why are you calling me? I am no longer whole, Mother. She screamed, because I love you, and because I cannot live without feeling you. The wind stopped suddenly, as if the cemetery were holding its breath. You would think that sometimes the wind blows only to awaken death. If you bow your forehead closer to the ground, you will hear that everything beautiful hurts. You should have seen how the tears fell to the ground like the beats of a lost heart. Could you believe that they offered their hearts as an offering to their sad land? Lord, how do I explain to a soul that separation is not a betrayal, but a liberation? We kept walking like that, me pulling him by the hand, him crying in silence. And both of us trying to learn what it means to carry on. Perhaps the soul is like a wounded animal. You touch it, and it bites. Listener, what do you think of the children of assassinated fighters? Do you think they will rise up and demand an accounting from those charged with the curse? Reader, do you also feel the cold hand of our past tightening around our throats? Coming out of our ancestors' graves? I do not believe there is any grave closed well enough to prevent the curse from penetrating it. Does being useful to life not mean setting the soul in motion according to nature? Then why do mothers call out at night for their killed children? Have you ever heard, in the hours of the night, the screams of mothers whose children were killed? Yes, my friend, at night, mothers call out for their murdered children. The mother who used to hold her child tight to her chest can no longer press him to her heart. He is now far, far away in a grave. Some brought their hearts as a sacrifice to our sad and tormented land, swearing they would love it faithfully until death, with all its crushing burden, and would not despise any of its mysteries. Thus, they bound themselves to it for life. They said they would sprinkle it with their blood, and asked it to accept their bodies as a grave. There were no cures for the madness. Others, while among strangers, kept soil in their pockets so that at the moment of death they could put it in their mouths, lest they leave their blood on foreign soil. They thus sanctified the price of life. It is believed that at the moment of death, they bit the earth and shed a tear. They said, "What luck that the earth buries our mistake." History is the voice of the grave. The grave of heroes is the heart of the living. They conquered the reason of life with the truth of death. Feeling is a suffering, brother. Give grief as much as nature demands, not custom. Never has the attack against reason been more alive than in our times. How can you clothe your turmoil with an imagined truth? Success is on the side only of those who have been persecuted. Most of the time our soul, as we use it, disturbs the peace of our life rather than being of use to it. So great is the weakness of the mind when reason abandons it. Reason drives away other pains, but gives birth to repentance. Ignorance for the unknowing is a misfortune. The untended flower remains wild just the same. Goodness is incompatible with life. Young, you are a slave to dreams; advancing, you become a slave to regrets. There is no goodness in cunning. Thinking plays the ugliest trick on us. Do you not see the bait in the gift? The mind is merely a machine for producing unhappiness. I believe I have unwittingly betrayed the foundation of my own nature. Honestly, in order to understand, I had to destroy myself completely. The essence of my life is now sifting through the furnace of horror. I can no longer grapple with the obvious. Pleasure is nothing but a stimulus to endure suffering. Thinking. This confined prejudice has become the prisoner of my sensations. From now on, I will have to live out the entire significance of life in renunciation. Why does the spirit unite, while the soul divides? My reason is now deceived. It enters my consciousness in disguise. It creates emotions and manipulates them with cunning. Reason no longer intervenes for me now, except in moments of crisis. The court of my consciousness is wavering. I have been eternally driven by wandering instincts. What should I do? Enter completely into inner tearing? Or proceed to total liquidation? If I want to understand in a human way, I am seized by madness. Since it is impossible for me to attain knowledge, I must begin to write. I do not like to breathe through prejudice. Shall I break in my mind my covenant with life? It is one thing to see the light of day laden with graces, and another to pay dearly for it. All seekers have ultimately ended in renunciation or despair. Having become lyrical now in suffering, the meaning of my life is irretrievably lost to me. Believe me, true joy is a serious matter. If the target is missing, life is a wandering. Do you seek liberation from wandering? The torment of rediscovery. See that wakefulness is a reality, brother. Do you want to know what reason organized the chaos? Let us thank God that no man can be compelled to live. The intelligent man must live not as long as he likes, but as long as is proper. Therefore, while I still can, I will expose my veins to view. It is better to conquer sadness than to deceive it. Culture is the cultivation of forgetting. You cannot command the heart. Desire points the way. Why can one not live without interpreting? This past attacks me at every step. Memories besiege me terribly since my consciousness has been torn apart. Now, when my balance is threatened, how can I resist the temptation of moderation? Now more than ever, I feel the need to put my memories up against the wall. I feel the suffocating gag of my memories in my throat. Thoughts are already biting into my heart. I believe I must account for all the things I have forgotten. It is said that one should not blame life for heavy failures. But can those with a clear conscience live undisturbed? As far as I know, paradise cannot be built with tears. If existence cannot be loved, you have no choice but to endure it. No matter how sweet melancholy may be, sadness remains bitter. My friend, at the height of pain, help your soul find its balance, but do not command the scream to come out, rather allow it. But do not forget, only as much as the tether allows you. I too would wish to be able to walk hand in hand with a sad God. To be able to be a flower, grown on a grave, and for a sad and upset angel to pick me. Illustrious people like me have taken the earth as their grave. People are separated by precisely what loves them. Come, Lord. Let me make myself a bloody cradle, and let this entire wonderful heavenly vault serve as my gallows. Lord. Guide my soul into the inferno. I too want to die unwept and unburied. Mother. If you find me, do not open my eyes, so that the sky may not see them. Listener. Learn to laugh through your tears.